Hello, my phenomenal viewers, and welcome on today's episode. On today's episode, we are going to be answering this GCE Advanced Level Question 2, Woman 1, and the question reads: solve for x in the equation log of x minus 3 all that base 2 plus log of x base 2 is equal to 2. So, as we can see, the question is under logarithm. And before we dive into solving this question, I will recommend that you should go grab a book and a pen and join me as I provide a solution to this question. So, solution, we have the log of x minus 3 all this base 2 plus log of x base 2 to be equal to 2. Now, this is an equation for us to determine the value of x that satisfies the equation. Now, looking at these two logs, you will see that they have the same base. The base of this log is 2 and the base of this log is also 2. Now, there is a rule or there is a law of logarithm that we need to apply here. And that law is whenever we are summing two logarithms that have the same base, what we simply do is we maintain the base and we multiply these two values. So this becomes log of AB BC. So we are going to apply this rule here. So if we are comparing this to this, it shows that our A in this case is what? X minus 3. Our B is what? X. And our C is 2. So this implies this becomes log of x minus 3 times x base 2 is equal to 2. So I've just simplified the left hand side of this equation. This gives me this new equation now. At this level, we now need to convert from logarithm to indices. We need to convert from logarithm to index. And how do we do that? For us to move from logarithm to index, we simply write the base. So the base is 2. So this implies the base, which is 2. When I've written the base, the answer now becomes the power. Then I'm going to equate it to this exponent here, which is x minus 3 times x. This is how we move from logarithm to index. So this implies 2 squared is what? 4 is equal to, when I expand this, I will have x times x. This gives me x squared. X times negative 3, this gives me negative x. So I'm going to bring 4 this other way so that I'm going to have a quadratic equation for me to solve. So this implies I will have x squared minus 3x. When 4 crosses and comes this way, it becomes minus 4 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation that I need to solve for the values of x. So I can go using the factorization method, which is 2 factors of negative 4. Then when I sum, I'm going to have negative 3. The factors are negative 4 and 1. So I have x squared minus 4x plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. Between these two terms, x is common, so I can factor out x. When I factor out x from here, I will be left with what? X. Remember, when I factor out x from here, for me to know what will be left, I simply take x squared divided by x, and that gives me x. I do the same thing when I factor out x from here. For me to know what will be left, I simply take negative 4x divided by x, that will give me negative 4. Between these two terms, 1 is common between them, so I have 1 into x minus 4 to be equal to what? 0. Now looking at this, I can see that x minus 4 is common, so I can factor it out. I will have x minus 4. When I take it out from here, what will be left? X will be left here. Then what will be left here is plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, whenever you have the product of two terms and the result is 0, it shows that at least one of the terms is 0. At least one of the terms is 0. So either x minus 4 is 0 or x plus 1 is 0, or both x minus 4 and x plus 1 are 0. So this implies x minus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, x in this case would be 4, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. This implies that what will be x? X will be equal to negative 1. So these are the two values of x. Well, now we need to substitute it in here to see whether the different values are acceptable, because we have a negative value of x and we know that the log of a negative number doesn't exist. So if we substitute it here, if we substitute negative 1 in here, it doesn't go because we have the log of negative 1 base 2. If we substitute it in here, we are going to have the log of negative 4 base 2. Or if we substitute it at this level, you see that we can accept the two values. Well, now since this is the initial equation given to us, then I think we are just going to go with this value of x, which is x is equals to 4. We are going to ignore this other value of x, which is x is negative 1. So this is how you go about answering this question. And if you loved this video, please help me and share so that I can get to many students as possible. And if this is your first time coming across any of my videos, please do not hesitate to either subscribe or follow me so that you will be notified whenever I upload videos like this one. And thank you for watching. Stay blessed.